Hey everybody, what's going on? It is James here with a market update. It's just before 9:30 a.m. Central Time on August the 13th, and Bitcoin is playing out as I suspected it would when I talked about the bear flag a couple of days ago. It just took longer than I expected. I really thought it would happen over here. Instead, it's happening over here. So, a couple of things to mention here. Again, number one, please don't be one of these permanent bulls, okay? Please don't be one of the crypto Kool-Aid drinkers. It's the best way to lose money in this market. When you think that no matter what, this is going up, 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 and again, so much bullishness this week, it was ridiculous. Well, here we are, right? We're going down, we're under 10.9, and we're not just under 10.9. I'm getting ready to show you a whole slew of stuff, and it's not good for the bulls, okay? We are coming down to this level. 10.8 was the target. It's also going to fill the gap on the CME if we can get there. We have a 200 EMA on our 4-hour, so I do suspect that this is going to offer some type of support, maybe some type of dead cat bounce, or maybe not a bounce, maybe an actual reversal. We'll see. But the thing that is most bearish to me is if we turn off our EMAs and we just turn on the 50 MA, the moving average, that's supposed to be the line of major support in a bull trend. You're not supposed to go under the 50 MA, okay, on the daily. Well, the 50 MA is at 10,960. Price is currently at 10,920. It's not closed. Obviously, the day has 10 hours left or 9.5 hours left. But that's a very bearish sign. The fact that we broke underneath that and that did not stand up as support, that's bad news for the bulls, okay? But it's not time to get cocky as a bear either because, again, we do have a 200 EMA sitting down here. We absolutely could bounce off this thing and then close above that 50 moving average on the daily. So this is still, in my opinion, muddy waters, okay? This is still a very sketchy thing to trade. Actually, I had a short position, a conditional short that was supposed to trigger 11.1. I chickened out at the last minute, so you know what? I'm just going to sit on the sidelines. So I canceled the short, and of course now I wish I wouldn't have, but that's life. When I look at this thing, it's due. It is due for a bounce, and I don't know how strong that bounce is going to be. Look at 5 minute. Holy cow, we're down, way under into oversold territory. If we look at the hourly, we're down here around 16 RSI. That's completely oversold. Look at the 4-hour. We're getting ready to dip into the oversold territory. And all these things are happening at the same time that we're going to come into this 200 EMA and also fulfill our bear target that I talked about a few days ago. All right, so this tweet here was actually from August 10th, and you can see the target was down right around 10.8 from that bear flag. So the fact that we're going to fulfill our pattern, the fact that we're going to fill up the CME gap, right? Look at this, we're filling it up. It's getting filled. The fact that we're going to fill that up, complete the pattern. We're oversold. We're coming into that 200 EMA. All those things to me look short-term bullish, okay, not bearish. They actually look like this thing is due for some type of relief bounce. The real question that we need to answer is going to be, what's that bounce look like? Is it a dead cat bounce where it just bounces up, this support gets flipped to resistance, and we continue down? Or is it such a strong bounce that we just blast right back through this thing? If we break back through this neckline around 11.1, it would be a very bad sign for bears. Okay, to me that would mean that we probably are trying to go higher on the big picture. So it's funny because some people will see this and see price dropping and be like, oh, okay, this is time to get bearish. I don't think it's time to get bearish. I think it was time to get bearish back here, right? I think that was when it was time to get bearish. I think right now it's time to be neutral because this is absolutely due for a bounce. And then it's just going to be a matter of how hard is that bounce? Does that bounce stop here and go back down? Or does it just say, you know what, we're done, we're going back up? If we draw some Fibonacci levels on our move from July 28th till now, you can see that we've broke through the 38.2 level. We haven't quite come down to the 50 yet. We haven't come down to the 61.8. So it's very possible. And what I'm looking for, what I want to happen is for this to bounce like this and then come down to this, sorry, I drew that too far. Get a little dead cat bounce so I can go short and then come down here to this 10.3 target. And then ideally, I'd like to see it fall through that, right? But that's probably not going to happen today or tomorrow. That would be maybe over the course of the next week or so, if that happens at all. But yeah, right now, it's definitely not time to suddenly say, you know what, I'm a bear, because we are really oversold on the 5 minute, on the hourly. We're about to be oversold on the 4 hour. I would say we're probably close to it on the 6 hour. Yeah, we're getting down there on the 6 hour. So all those things say, hey, you know, relief bounces probably due. And then, you know, for me, like I said, I want to see this thing close underneath this 50 moving average. I want to see the daily candle close, which again is 9.5 hours away. A lot can happen in that time frame. But if we can close under this 50 moving average, I would feel really, really good about being short. And ideally, like I said, I want this thing to bounce and retest this line and act as resistance, because then I can go short at 11.1 with a target of down around, 10.3, that's 61.8 fib. And even if I had to close it on this support line here, that's fine. That would be about a $700 win per Bitcoin. So overall, today's going to be an important day. The next 9.5 hours are going to probably determine the general momentum of the market for the next week or so at least. But again, last thing I'm going to leave you with is this warning about being a crypto Kool-Aid drinker. Do not be a crypto Kool-Aid drinker, okay? Do not feel like this is an invincible asset that can never go down. It absolutely can. And it's, I know it's very difficult. I know it's tough to look back in history and say, well, if I would have put money in here, I could have got rich. If I would have put money in here, I could have got rich. If I would have done this, I could have got rich. It's the one time that you think like that and you say, you know what, I'm just going to go all in. It only takes one time of the market moving against you to completely wreck you financially. It's not worth the risk, okay? Be smart with your investments, do your due diligence, all that kind of stuff. Don't chase, don't gamble. It's, for every one story you hear about the guy that, made $1 million, there's 99 stories where somebody lost their livelihood or lost their marriage or, lost their house or, whatever. So don't be crazy, please. This stuff is, in my opinion, the best opportunity of the last 100 years, but you can still wreck yourself by being stupid. So with all that being said, not a lot of technical analysis today, just watching those levels. As far as Litecoin goes, I still have this chart here, but it's being yanked down pretty hard with Bitcoin, so I don't know. I don't know if this is a legitimate pattern or not. We'll just have to wait and see. I did not close my short. I'm still short on Litecoin. I just don't believe this pattern. That's a bias, so be aware of that. That's me being very biased. The pattern is there. Whether it plays out or not, time will tell. With all that being said, please remember I am literally some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. I'm not a professional financial advisor, not your financial advisor. Nothing in this video is financial advice. You should always do your own due diligence and seek out professional financial advice before making any type of investment. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget you can check the description for links to follow me on TradingView, Twitter, and you can join my free Facebook group. This is James. Trade safe.